story of the Bhutanese refugees in Raalte, the Netherlands. This is the story of the people from Bhutan who now live in Raalte, the Netherlands. In 1985, the King of Bhutan decided that all citizens had to speak one language, follow one religion and wear traditional Bhutanese dress. This was unacceptable for many people of Nepalese origin. When they protested against these laws and tried to resist them, the government began punishing them. As the punishments became increasingly severe, they fled to Nepal in 1991. There they ended up in refugee camps together with around 120,000 other Bhutanese refugees. Fortunately, the United Nations came to their aid and helped improve the living conditions in the camps. Nevertheless, there was still very little hope for the future for the people living in the refugee camps. In 2008, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the UNHCR, launched a third country resettlement program for Bhutanese refugees. Through this program, they were allowed to resettle in other countries as invited refugees. Many moved to the United States, Australia and several European countries. In 2011, 30 of them arrived in Raalte. They were warmly welcomed by the mayor and have since found their place in the community. However, around 6,000 people still remain in the refugee camps in Nepal. Since 2005, United Nations High Commissioner of Refugees had gradually reduced its direct humanitarian assistance in the camps. From 2015, World Food Programme also scaled down food support. As a result, it has become increasingly difficult for many of the remaining people to support themselves. That's why Amber Singh Suba, together with friends and family, founded the foundation Displaced Himalayan Forum in 2017. Its goal is to provide microloans and support livelihood activities, helping people build their own future and become self-reliant. He remains in daily contact with the women's organization, the Bhutanese Refugee Women Forum, in the camps, which organizes and coordinates many activities there. In 2019, he returned to Nepal with his son Arun to assess the situation. Together with the women and the camp residents, he developed a plan of action. After returning to the Netherlands, he shared these plans with interested residents of Raalte. With the help of small donations, goats were purchased, a stable was built, vegetable gardens were created, a water pump was installed, poultry farming was started, a small shop was opened, and recently some pigs were also purchased. In this way, a start has been made to help people become self-sufficient. Over time, these activities will also give them the opportunity to earn their own income and build a more secure future. A year after the harvest gift for Nepal, they truly deserve it now in Nepal. Do you remember? That was the slogan of 2022, they deserve it in Nepal, which was the harvest offering of Raalte that was dedicated to refugees who are still living in the camps in Nepal. Now that the UNHCR no longer supports the camps, they must earn their own income. Amber Singh Suba from Raalte, himself a refugee in Nepal until 15 years ago, has taken their fate to heart. To help them, he raises funds through his foundation, Displaced Himalayan Forum. He remains almost daily in contact from the Netherlands with the people of the camps in Nepal. In 2023, he visited activities in the camp together with his niece Pucha Suba. With support from the foundation, the Women's Committee, Bhutanese Refugee Women Forum, carries out the project in the camps. Thanks to the proceeds from the harvest offering, 31 families, a total of 139 people, were able to start working. They are now truly earning their own living in Nepal, with vegetable gardening, goat farming, pig farming, fishery, poultry, with a small shop, with a mini restaurant, with a mini canteen, as hairdressers, as greengrocers, as transporters with a tuk-tuk car, and that's a special project of some individuals uit Raalte, with the small supermarket, or as employees at one of these enterprises. The activities are still under development and are being expanded, including more families. The main goal is to support the needy families to be able to support themselves. Surely it takes time, so it is important that funding is available for the long term. We therefore hope for continued donations. In addition to agricultural projects and small shops, the Dhaka weaving workshop has now also been revived in 2026. The handlooms from the old stocks had become unusable because of many workers had moved to the third country resettlement. Thanks to the support provided by donors, the workshop has now been renovated. There are currently 10 handlooms in operation. This equipment is now the fixed asset of the BRWF. A number of women are now receiving training in different Dhaka cloth weaving techniques. A skilled instructor has been partly hired and paid for this purpose. 10 women are now working in this workshop and have started earning their own small income. Materials have been bought with the help of supported funds and contacts have been made with wholesalers. Products are made available to sell from the production center. It can also be sold in the surrounding areas. Scarves, bags, sari cholo, that's women's clothing, and other items are now being produced. But there's still much more to be done. More women want training, additional materials need to be purchased, and the market needs to be expanded. Many women would also like to work from their own homes, which means more handlooms are needed. Together, we can support this development. Thank you.